Did you know that what happens in the first hour after waking could quietly determine how long and how well you live? It might sound dramatic, but it's a truth backed by science. Many older adults unknowingly make small choices each morning that accelerate aging, tax the heart, cloud thinking, and quietly shave years off their lives. Before breakfast is even finished, damage may already be done. But here's the powerful shift. Just a few simple, proven habits, many used daily by the world's longest-living people, can help turn that tide completely. These rituals are not extreme, expensive, or difficult. In fact, one of the most powerful takes just 30 seconds. When you wake up feeling foggy, stiff, or sluggish, most assume that's just part of aging. But in many cases, it's your body calling out for something very basic: water. After sleeping for 7 to 8 hours, the body is mildly dehydrated. For seniors, this becomes more than just a dry mouth. Dehydration can silently stress the heart, slow circulation, and impair brain function. Harvard researchers found that morning dehydration increases cellular aging by up to 31%. Your blood thickens, your heart works harder to pump it, and delicate vessels in the brain may suffer damage long before symptoms appear. Sylvia, a 72-year-old from Ohio, lived with fatigue, early kidney issues, and signs of cognitive decline. Doctors were considering dialysis, but at the advice of a wellness nurse, she made a simple change. She drank a full glass of water before getting out of bed. In just 60 days, her kidney markers improved by 28%. Her doctor asked what medication she'd started. None, just water. This single habit helps flush toxins, supports digestion, relieves strain on the heart, and delivers oxygen to the brain. The solution is easy. Place a 16 ounces glass of plain room temperature water on your nightstand each night. When you wake, drink it before your feet touch the floor. Cold water can be a shock to the system first thing, so room temperature is gentler. Over time, your body learns to trust that it's being cared for. Many signs blamed on aging, brain fog, constipation, joint stiffness are sometimes simply dehydration. Start your day with hydration and your physiology shifts into renewal instead of struggle. This isn't a gimmick. To see how centenarians in blue zones begin their mornings. They rise slowly, drink water mindfully, and honor their body's needs. Some mornings, even after a full night's sleep, you might still feel mentally foggy and emotionally drained. Your body is awake, but your brain remains heavy, and coffee alone doesn't seem to clear it. Often, this isn't about sleep or a jit's about light. The first light that enters your eyes acts as a biological reset button. Natural morning sunlight triggers the internal clock known as your circadian rhythm, which controls energy, alertness, digestion, and even blood pressure. Without morning light, your body can stay in night mode long into the day, causing fatigue, poor mood, and memory problems. The National Institute on Aging found that seniors exposed to natural light within 30 minutes of waking increased their nighttime melatonin production by over 70%, resulting in deeper sleep, better emotional regulation, and even a reduced risk of dementia and Alzheimer's. Benjamin, a 75-year-old from Oregon, suffered from insomnia and low energy. He'd tried everything: pills, meditation, herbal teas, but nothing helped until he followed one doctor's simple advice: get outside within 30 minutes of waking. Benjamin began sipping his coffee on the porch each morning, even in the rain. In 2 weeks, he fell asleep faster, woke more refreshed, and saw a 15-point drop in his blood pressure. Light isn't just about sight, about letting your body know it's time to thrive. Early daylight triggers hormones that support digestion, improve mental clarity, and promote a healthier sleep cycle. Without it, your internal systems stay off balance. That's why your first 10 minutes of daylight can change everything. Step outside or sit by a window as soon as you can after waking, even on cloudy days. Outdoor light is still 50 to 100 times stronger than indoor light. If mobility or weather is a barrier, consider a light therapy lamp. I'll always try natural light first. It's free, powerful, and remarkably healing. Next, consider what your joints are telling you each morning. That stiffness in your knees or back isn't always due to aging. It's often a quiet cry from your muscles and joints asking for gentle movement. Our bodies were built to move, not lie still. And after sleep, your joints need circulation to reduce inflammation and lubricate tendons. Just 5 minutes of soft movement can loosen stiffness and ease pain. Before it sets in for the day, Harriet, a 68-year-old retired teacher, had been scheduled for knee replacement surgery due to chronic arthritis pain. But before going under the knife, her physical therapist suggested morning movement. Skeptical, but desperate, Harriet began doing 7 minutes of soft exercises before breakfast. Slow ankle and wrist rolls, light stretches, arm raises, and gentle swaying. 3 months later, her surgery was canceled. Her mobility improved, her pain subsided, and she returned to tending her garden with joy. This isn't about exercise or burning calories. It's about activating autophagy, the body's natural cleanup system. When you move gently in the morning, you help clear inflammatory waste that builds up overnight. Simple movements like marching in place, stretching your arms upward, bending forward without strain, or rotating joints slowly can work wonders. What matters most is consistency, not intensity. Movement helps you stay balanced, agile, and confident. And those small acts send a message to your body. I still belong here. For many seniors, loss of mobility is one of the greatest fears. But by adding 5 minutes of caring movement each morning, you reclaim agency over your health. This moment becomes your daily declaration of resilience. Before reaching for breakfast or your phone, take a few minutes to stretch, rotate, and breathe. Let your body feel seen, and it will reward you with strength. Finally, there are mornings when the heaviness is not in your joints or brain, but in your heart. A quiet tension weighs on your chest even before the day begins. This hidden stress, left unacknowledged, can wear on your immune system, elevate blood pressure, and disrupt your entire mood. In places like Sardinia, where many live past 100, elders begin their mornings differently. They don't rush. They step outside, close their eyes, and take deep, intentional breaths. This isn't just a ritual, it's a biological tool. Deep morning breathing activates the vagus nerve, which travels from the brain to the heart and gut. Stimulating this nerve signals safety to the body, slows the heart, and regulates blood pressure naturally. Researchers have found that even 30 seconds of focused breathing can lower stress hormone levels by nearly half. That's why so many longevity experts teach the 4-7-8 breathing technique. Inhale quietly for 4 seconds. Hold for 7, and exhale fully for 8. Repeat 4 times. Just half a minute, but with profound benefits for your heart and mind. Breathing with intention each morning isn't about adding a new task to your day. It's about removing tension before it builds. It tells your nervous system, you are safe. You can begin gently. Many older adults live in a constant low-level fight-or-flight state without realizing it. Just a few calm breaths in the morning can shift the body from survival into healing. Douglas, a researcher who spent time with Sardinian elders, met a 96-year-old shepherd named Angelo, who still climbed hills daily. When asked his secret, he didn't mention diet or supplements. He simply said, "I breathe in the morning so my heart knows I'm thankful for another day." That quiet intention isn't just beautiful, it's deeply therapeutic. After you hydrate, step into light and move your body. You set the stage for something many overlook, the first meal of the day. Breakfast has been called the most important meal, but for many seniors, it's become the most overlooked threat to health. Toast, jam, cereal, or just coffee seem light and comforting, but inside the body, it can trigger blood sugar spikes, inflammation, and fatigue. As we age, our metabolic sensitivity increases. The wrong breakfast can destabilize blood sugar, weaken memory, and accelerate muscle loss. A better breakfast isn't about eating more, it's about eating smarter. In Okinawa, Costa Rica, and other long-living regions, people over 90 consistently begin their day with protein, fiber, and healthy fat. This trio supports metabolism, improves brain function, and prevents energy crashes. Gerald, a 68-year-old former mechanic, was diagnosed with prediabetes. Instead of reaching for pills, he began with one change. He restructured breakfast. Out went the toast and jam. In came Greek yogurt, chia seeds, blueberries, and walnuts. Some days, a veggie omelet with avocado and oats. Nothing drastic, just thoughtful choices. 6 months later, his blood sugar returned to normal. His doctor was astonished. Gerald hadn't changed his whole lifestyle, just his mornings. What does a longevity-supporting breakfast look like? Start with at least 25 grams of protein: eggs, yogurt, beans, or a plant-based shake. Add 8 grams or more of fiber: berries, chia, flax seeds, greens. Include healthy fats like olive oil, nuts, or avocado. These nutrients slow digestion, stabilize energy, and feed the gut with what it needs to support your immune system and mood. Avoid refined carbs like white bread and sugary cereals. Especially before 10 a.m., they might be quick, but their effects linger, weakening the very systems you're trying to protect. Your breakfast isn't just fuel it as a signal to your body. I want you to heal. I want you to grow stronger. And your body, even in your 70s or 80s, is still listening. That's the beautiful truth many people miss. It's never too late to change how you age. Beyond nutrients and physical care, there's another powerful element often missing from modern morning's human connection. While many associate loneliness with emotion, it is now classified by health experts as a biological threat, just like poor sleep or high blood pressure. The absence of morning connection affects the heart, the immune system, and the brain. It creates quiet stress that builds across the day, draining vitality slowly but steadily. But in the longest living cultures on Earth, mornings begin with connection. In Okinawa, elders step outside to greet neighbors with a smile, a question, or a short chat. No technology, no appointments, just presence. A study from Harvard spanning over 80 years confirmed that seniors who engage in social interaction before 10 a.m. are 29% less likely to die from all causes. That means fewer heart attacks, better immune function, and lower risk of cognitive decline. The human body is wired to respond to voice, touch, and eye contact. Even a 3-minute conversation can spark biochemical shifts that strengthen health from the inside out. You don't need a crowd, a quick call to a loved one, a few warm words with your partner, a check-in with your neighbor. These tiny moments become healing rituals. One 97-year-old woman from Okinawa said it best: "If I don't speak to someone in the morning, my heart stays quiet. The day feels off." Her words are backed by biology. Morning connection increases oxytocin, the hormone of bonding. It lowers cortisol, the stress hormone. It improves heart rate variability, a sign of resilience. It helps you live not just longer, but happier. So before your day fills up with errands, news, or chores, choose connection. Wave to someone. Call your sister. Ask your neighbor how their garden's doing. It doesn't have to be long, it just has to be real. In doing so, you remind your body and your mind, I am still part of something. I still belong here. That reminder is more than comfort. It's medicine. All of this leads to one more morning practice, perhaps the simplest of all, yet the most profound: gratitude. Not general gratitude, but focused, intentional appreciation for your own body. The parts that still work, the systems that still carry you. It may sound abstract, but science says otherwise. At Yale, researchers discovered that directing gratitude toward specific body parts can lower cortisol by 23%, reduce inflammation, and activate parts of the brain associated with resilience and clear thinking. Patricia, a 74-year-old from North Carolina, struggled with erratic blood pressure despite medication. Nothing worked till she tried something unusual. Each morning, she sat quietly and thanked three parts of her body: her eyes for seeing her grandchildren, her legs for walking through the store, her heart for beating. After 3 months, her blood pressure stabilized. Her doctor asked what changed. She replied, "Just my thoughts." This practice is simple. Sit quietly after your breathing. Place your hand on your chest. Name 3 body parts you're grateful for and why. You can whisper them or think them. This isn't pretending that everything is perfect. It's acknowledging the strength that's still present, the lungs still expanding, the knees still moving, the hands still holding. Aging often focuses attention on what's lost, but gratitude shifts your gaze to what remains and what is still possible. These habits: hydration, light, movement, breath, nutrition, connection, and gratitude create the foundation of vitality. And the beauty is, they don't require massive effort or drastic change. Just a few small decisions made in the first hour of your day. Each one becomes a quiet promise to your future self. I still care for you. I still believe in you. Walter, at 65, felt like life was starting to wind down. He was tired more often, unsure of his strength, and silently worried about the years ahead. But rather than slipping into decline, he made a quiet choice. One change at a time, he rebuilt his mornings, beginning with a glass of water, a step outside into the light, a few gentle stretches, and a moment of stillness to breathe. No major transformation, no grand resolutions, just consistency. Today, at 93, Walter still lives independently. He gardens, he drives, he laughs often. And when asked how, he simply says, "I gave my mornings to my future self." That's the truth most people never learn. Longevity is not built in one dramatic fix. It's built one gentle morning at a time. You don't need to overhaul your life. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. The small rituals you add now, whether you're 60, 70, or 80, are the ones your future self will lean on. Because the first hour of your day is when your mind is most open, your nervous system is most impressionable, and your body is most ready to heal. It's when your cells receive the instructions for how to behave. Should we prepare for stress or peace? Should we conserve or grow? Should we survive or thrive? Imagine waking up tomorrow and instead of reaching for your phone or rushing to catch up, you moved slowly. You drank water before you even stood up. You opened the curtains, stepped into the light, and let your eyes adjust not just to the brightness, but to the fact that a new day has arrived. When with it, another chance. You breathed deeply. You moved gently. You ate mindfully. You called someone you love. And before doing anything else, you thanked your body for getting you to this moment. None of these habits require expensive programs or new technology. They don't need fancy apps or strict diets. What they need is presence. A willingness to say, "This hour matters. I matter. My health, my peace, my strength, they are worth protecting." And what you begin tomorrow morning dose in tea just affect your day becomes the blueprint for your next decade. These habits reduce inflammation, stabilize hormones, support your brain, and keep your heart steady. They gently undo years of quiet wear and tear, not by force, but by rhythm. Not with pressure, but with care. You see, many people fear that aging means shrinking possibilities, shrinking health, shrinking independence. But those fears aren't facts. They're often the result of habits left unchecked. The truth is, your body wants to heal. Your brain wants to adapt. Your heart wants to keep beating strong, but it needs your help. And help doesn't always look like doing more. Sometimes it looks like doing less, but with more attention. Less rushing, more breathing. Less sugar, more protein. Less noise, more connection. Less distraction, more light. These aren't restrictions. They're gentle boundaries that protect the vitality that's still within you. The morning, in many ways, is a mirror. It reflects how we feel, how we've treated our bodies, and what we believe we're still capable of. If your mornings feel heavy, disconnected, or chaotic, that doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're ready for a shift. And that shift begins not with discipline, but with kindness. Because aging isn't a punishment, it's a process. One that can be filled with strength, clarity, and joy. We allow it. When you treat the first hour of your day like it matters, your body responds. Your nervous system calms. Your organs perform better. Your immune system strengthens. Your mind becomes clearer. You begin to feel not just older, but wiser. Not just slower, but more intentional. And that's when aging transforms from decline into evolution. There are people in their 90s, living independently, walking hills, enjoying family, learning new things not because they're lucky, but because they built lives that support that kind of vitality. They didn't wait until they felt ready. They started with one small act of care, and then another. And over time, those acts built a life that aged not in fear, but in fullness. You can begin that same path tomorrow. Your story doesn't end at 65 or 75. That's just another chapter. And what you write in this chapter is entirely up to you. Will you begin with water, with light, with movement, with breath, with food that heals, with connection that grounds you, with words of gratitude that rewire your thoughts? You don't need to do them all. Start with one. Repeat it. Let it become familiar. Then add another. Let your mornings become quiet declarations of love to your future self. Because the truth is, you are still becoming. Your life is still opening. And the choices you make tomorrow morning may just be the ones that allow you to live with more ease, more grace, and more strength than you thought possible. If you ever feel discouraged, remember Walter. He didn't change everything. He changed one thing, then another. And now, decades later, he lives the reward of those quiet efforts. The same future is waiting for you, not somewhere far off, but in your very next sunrise. The power of your morning IS&T in what the world expects from you at TS in what you decide to give yourself. One glass of water tells your kidneys, heart, and brain, I want you to function well today. 10 minutes of sunlight whispers to your body, it's time to awaken and align. A few gentle stretches remind your joints, we still move, we still belong here. A deep breath signals to your nervous system, we are safe, no need to brace or rush. A nourishing breakfast feeds your cells with stability and your mind with clarity. A kind word or short call connects your heart to something bigger than yourself. And a simple moment of gratitude centers you in peace, not worry. These are not luxuries. They are the roots of health and longevity, and they are within reach every single day. In our modern world, it's easy to overlook the basics. We're surrounded by noise promising miracle supplements, miracle machines, miracle cures. But for people who've lived long, meaningful lives, the truth is always quieter. They do the simple things with care. They don't skip mornings. They don't outsource their health. They don't look for shortcuts. They honor their rhythms. They listen inward. They stay consistent even when it's not convenient. And that is what makes the difference. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be fast. You don't even need to feel motivated. You just need to begin. Pick one habit. Set it gently in your routine. Maybe it's the water by your bed. Maybe it's sitting by the window for light instead of checking your phone. Maybe it's a stretch before breakfast. Or a single breath that reminds you, I am alive, and that's enough for now. From there, your routine will grow naturally. Your body will begin to respond. Energy will return. Sleep will deepen. Clarity will emerge. Pain may soften. And more than anything, you'll feel a quiet confidence come back. Not because you're chasing youth, but because you're choosing care. Many people reach their 70s or 80s and feel it's too late to change. They believe the damage is done or that slowing down is inevitable. But the science and the story say otherwise. It's never too late to support your heart. It's never too late to sharpen your mind. It's never too late to protect your strength, your peace, your independence. Every day you wake up is proof that your body still wants to work with you. You just need to meet it halfway. And you don't have to do this alone. Talk to someone you trust. Share your new routine. Invite others to join you even if it's just a quick check-in each morning. There's something powerful about knowing that you're not the only one making these changes. Community isn't just support, it's fuel. And if you don't have someone nearby, start small by sharing your story. Someone else may need to hear it, just like you needed to hear this. Your future self, the one 10 or 20 years from now, isn't asking for perfection. They're asking for a chance. A chance to keep walking, to keep remembering, to keep enjoying the little things. That future depends on the choices you make when the day is still quiet. Before the headlines, before the appointments, before the fatigue sets in. That's when your real strength is built. Not in the gym, not in the hospital. In your own home, in your own morning, when no one is watching. That's where vitality begins. So tomorrow, before the world rushes in, ask yourself, how do I want to feel? What do I want my body to know today? That it is cared for, that it is trusted, that it is still capable. Then act accordingly. Drink, move, breathe, eat well. Speak kindly, say thank you, and repeat, not for 1 week. Not as a challenge, but as a lifestyle. Because this isn't about living forever. It's about living fully, every year you're given. And there's no better place to begin than right here in the quiet, sacred, powerful first hour of your day. You don't need anyone's permission. You don't need perfect circumstances. You just need to remember, you are still here. And that means your story isn't over, not by a long shot. Let your mornings write a new chapter. Let them carry you toward the strength, clarity, and peace you still deserve. Let them become the proof that your best years weren't behind you. They were still unfolding. And if this message helped you, let it live on. Share it. Talk about it. Comment on which habit you'll try first. Tell someone close to you what you're starting tomorrow. Not just for accountability, but for inspiration. Because your voice still matters. And what you do today may be the very spark someone else needed to begin their journey too. So, what will your morning look like tomorrow?